Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Creator Cast. You might be thinking, why is it dark around me? And it's a real simple answer. I just finished streaming and I was moving on to editing the video for the upcoming guest for today's show, TurquoiseMagpie or Soph. And I realised I didn't actually record an intro when we actually recorded it on the Saturday. So I wanted to make sure I made a proper intro for them because they deserve it. They deserve all the attention, all the credit, all the love and support that they get from this. And I want to make sure I did my part to give them what they need. So on this video, underneath in the description, is going to have all the links to Soph's Instagram page, Twitter page. I believe they've got a commission page as well. So I'm going to make sure I find that. And post it. Just make sure you follow them, you give them all the love that they really deserve. They're extremely talented, and if I'm being honest, I wish I spent more time with them during this podcast, because this is only going to be a short one. It's going to be an hour long, if that actually. It still has a few corrupted bits I need to edit, but I have figured out what to do to make sure the future ones are okay. But yeah, I had a ton of fun during this recording. Soph's a wonderful person, and everyone who is watching this, make sure you do go follow them. They're so talented, really supportive of what, not just me, but everyone in the community. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure I gave them a proper intro to the show. But trust me, guys, just wonderful mind towards everything. And I really think you're going to enjoy this. So just make sure you do leave a like, do comment down below as well. And what else? Share it with other people. You know, post it on the Instagram, post it on the Twitter. The last video got a lot of attention, and I would like that to keep on going. I'd love this to get 100 likes like last time. I don't like saying that though, because it's super like cheesy, like, oh, we want to get 100 likes, and if this video gets 100 likes, I'll do something. I just want it because I want to keep the ball rolling. I want to keep the momentum, if that makes sense. Anyway, I spoke for too long. You probably get bored now. So without further ado, I want to introduce Soph or TurquoiseMagpie. And I promise you all we're going to do another one because I want to spend more time with Soph. Anyway, see you guys soon. Peace. Are you already in the call? Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I saw the, you know, in the Discord, if you can see it, like there's a circle with your name and it goes green when you're talking. Like I saw yours panic and go green, then red and green and off. And I was like, oh, okay. So struggling.
Yeah, I was just, I'm still getting the hang of Discord, honestly.
Dude, it took me for ages to get used to it, so don't worry too much. By the way, we've already started the podcast. It's not going to be a case of me going, hi everyone, welcome to the Creator Cast. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, right, okay.
It's literally, hey, how are you? How you doing?
Oh, right. Well, that sounds good.
How you been though? You been all right?
Yeah, doing good. And currently, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm currently having a very bored day looking after my dad's cat.
What's the cat's name?
His name is Dexter.
Dexter is a good name for a cat, by the way.
He is pretty much suits his name as well because he's nothing but a pain. Block of ginger cat is the only way I can describe him physically.
The only Dexters I know in this world are actually there might be one more, and I can't remember. I don't know where to place it, but one is Dexter from Dexter's laboratory. Like that's the first one. Is that why he's ginger? Is that why you call him Dexter because he's ginger?
I'm not entirely sure. It was my dad's decision to call him Dexter.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. And then
I think it was my dad's decision.
And then you have the murderer Dexter as well, don't you?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I watched that. I only watched the first couple of seasons, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't really watched it. I've only seen like clips of it because I've got a friend who's like completely obsessed with it. So I just have to like watch some of it with completely out of context. Just like, oh yeah, looks good.
Well, that looks good. That guy covered in blood.
Yeah, looks very nice looking show there.
He looks lovely. Is he a painter? Is he an artist? Oh no. I was so worried, Soph, because just finished recording with Meg, and it kept it kept freezing in certain parts, and I think I know why, and I think I fixed it now. But my mind was thinking, we were speaking of almost dead on 2 hours, and my heart went, I really hope it's not been corrupted, as in like you're looking, find it, and it's just not, it doesn't work. I was so worried, but thankfully, like I found it and it works. Oh my god! I was so like, no, not the first episode, the first episode of the podcast, and it can't come out. Yeah, and like it was one of those where you can't recreate that podcast. Same for this one too. Like we can't.
It's just basically an improv session, honestly.
Pretty much, and like I've got obviously the only thing that is like structured in a way are the questions I'll ask you right at the end. And even that, to be fair, I didn't realize how much time. I have like a Word document, and I've put like this person's questions and your questions and stuff like that. And in my head, I'm thinking, I haven't finished yours, so it'll be off the cuff, but I'll find them all, so it's all good.
It's fine.
When you when you repost on Tumblr, I don't know if anyone wrote anything on that.
If you click on notes, it usually has like a little list at the bottom that has comments and stuff like that. Some people like reblog with a comment, but there is actually a thing where you can just write the comments in the actual notes.
That's fine.
And that kind of stuff. I did check them. The majority of them were just like freaking out, realizing I was on a podcast.
I know. So I did see them. They were so cute. I was like, oh, it's so nice. It's just good
No, it's just like, it's like so surreal for me, like doing this at all, because I was just like, oh, it's a podcast. I may as well, go for it, in for a penny and for a pound, because I just left uni and I was just like, I just really need to jump at some opportunities now, because there's nothing really holding me back. Because like previously being at university, my excuse for not doing stuff is, well, I'm at university, I've got to do university work, I've just got to complete that. But now that excuse is gone. I'm just like, oh god, what do I do?
Now you just got you have nothing to fall back on. So like, if you felt a bit unconfident about it or worried about it, it's like, well, I haven't got an excuse, so let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, just jump in at it. So I was just like, oh, there's a podcast, I'll go for it. And it's just like everyone like commenting at me and messaging me just like, oh my god, you're going on a podcast. I'm just like, great. Cross remarks.
What's weird is like when I can't remember whose comment it was, but they said something like, oh, you're going for it, or I can't remember exactly what it was. But I remember just thinking to myself, I'm not even started the podcast yet, and it's like it's not like it's known. It's just something I've done, and I was just kind of like, oh god, I've got a bit of pressure on me now.
No, as long as you just keep relaxed at it, like your first impression of it, then I'm sure it'll go down well.
I hope so. Like I even when I got my coffee, I did that thing where I recorded it as I came into the room and stuff like that. But and I'm gonna do a like a pre-recorded part to the podcast where I just say who's gonna be on it, and like obviously you're on it, but just talked about you, talk to them about you. Sorry, and in my head I was thinking, am I gonna make that a bit where I always walk in with coffee? And then I was thinking, what can I do with that? Am I gonna do it, or should I just start? I don't know. Like I don't know how I don't know where I want to take this podcast. I don't want it to be like I said, I don't want it to be like an interview or a radio show kind of thing where it's like
it's just an opportunity for banter, really.
Yeah, and just talking, and it's something that I wanted, because exactly why I wanted to do this, actually, because obviously I'm a huge fan of your work, and I'm a huge fan of so many other people's work. I know that it's hard to take a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, just like, thank you for the compliment.
Thank you. But like, people see you for your work, and like see you for your artwork, and obviously it's amazing stuff, but I want them to know you for you. Like, I don't really want it to, obviously we'll talk about some of your pieces and whatever you else want to talk about, but like I want it to just be you in your life, and more things than just what you do, because everything revolves around our work in the end. And when it comes to like having conversations with people, we end up just talking about our work, not about what we've like done outside of work. And I just thought, well, let's do that. let's
well, that's really great. It's a good idea. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm the best person for that kind of thing, because my life isn't.
Oh, it is doing that. So hang on, it's still doing the thing where it glitches. It's so annoying as well because like it'll get to the point where it goes smooth, and then like right now it's fixed. So there's like certain intervals. I guess I don't know. It's all good. What was I talking about, Soph? Sorry. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? The podcast, things outside of it. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
It's more like with the podcast. I wanted just to. Well, to be fair, it gives me a chance to get to know you better. You know.
Yeah.
Like we obviously chat on Discord. You come into the streams, and I'm obviously like reposting your pieces of art and stuff like that. And you obviously repost my Tumblr stuff, but we don't really have a chance to just talk and like talk about how
sit down and talk.
Yeah, and how life's going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time we've ever actually sat down and talked to one another like vocally, audio.
It's the same with Meg as well. It's like the first time because you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know if it's gonna click. Is it going to be a case of we get on? Is it going to be one of those where we're both really awkward and don't know what to say?
Hopefully it's not like that.
Nah, it's all good, and it's just in the end it's just talking shit, isn't it? For a bit of time.
Just going off on a rant, on a big rant.
What have you been doing since finishing? Or what did you study in university again? You did tell me.
I studied fine art. At the BA honours in fine art.
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thanks. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it.
No? Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing. Hang on a second. Finch. Come here. Chill. He was actually like super quiet earlier, so now he's just like all over the place.
Oh.
It's all good, boy. Hang on, let me pick him up. Come here. Right, you're going to say hello to people, huh? He has this weird habit
of never speaking when you want him to.
Yeah, but he's like he'll hear a car or someone just walk by and he'll just start barking for no reason. Like no one's knocked on the door, but he just decides to start barking because why not? He's not a brave boy either. Whenever he sees a dog, he's so scared. So it's like, oh, he's trying to flex now as he's flexing on everyone while he's in a house.
Yeah, I have that with like my mum's cat Daisy, where she's a little old lady at this point because she's like 13 years old and she's still tiny. Everyone keeps asking how old she is because everyone thinks she's like really really young, but no, she's a little old lady now. And just like randomly when she's by a window, you'll just hear her start like moaning and growling. We don't know why, and it's because something, it doesn't matter what it is just past the window.
It could be like a speck and she's just at it.
Be like a tiny bit of thistle fluff just floating in the air, and she's just like, "No, get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn!" That's such an old man's thing to say, isn't it? With the shotgun in hand and the rocking chair. Get off my lawn!
My lawn! This is my property, and you don't deserve to be honest.
Don't go into that cave. It's always a cave near the old people, like the old. In like cartoons and stuff, they always put the old person there and they always warn them about a certain cave or certain building they shouldn't go in because it's cursed or that's where Billy died. And it's like, oh, God.
I think that's an Americanism. I think for like the British version, it's just being like, it's like, don't go on the moors. Don't go along the moors at night. Not at a full moon.
Not at a full moon. Don't go on it, laddie. You don't want to go up there. And then we talk about a relative who's like really distant relative going, oh, our great cousin's uncles marry him.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, chill, old man. And then you go and die. So it all works out with telling the truth. They always end up telling the truth as well. Like in the stories, it's always true. So always people who are listening to this podcast always believe old people when we tell you to keep out of a cave.
Always believe that they are the wizened elder of the entire horror movie trope, so you have to trust them.
Yeah, if it's like a dangerous situation, yeah. If it's real life and you hear someone say that, and then you enter a place what looks kind of sketchy, just don't go in. The old person knows what's going on. That's amazing.
Just listen to the advice of the old man. Just right after he stops his rambling about egg custard, I'm sure he'll give you some pretty solid advice.
He doesn't even pronounce egg custard. He goes, egg custard. He doesn't even say it right.
And they're just...
The old man who needs subtitles. Amazing. Oh, God. Finn's so warm. He's the ball.
These are the subtitles for Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Just like...
Oh, God. Hot Fuzz is such a good movie.
It is a good movie.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead?
Hot Fuzz mainly because I don't know. I think Shaun of the Dead is like the only zombie film I've been able to sit through like properly because I don't really like gory stuff. I don't really like zombie films, but because of the comedy, I was able to watch it all the way through.
It's gory as well, though. Hang on, Finn, I'm gonna have to let Finn out for a second. 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
See you, buddy.
How
I just opened
dare
the
you?
door for him, and he's just gonna have a little bit of a play around barking. Everything's locked downstairs, so he'll be fine, I'm sure. He'll probably.
Give me a few minutes. I'm pretty sure you'll hear Dexter coming through the door demanding his food.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all good. Pets are great. What was I talking about? Yeah. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead's like gory.
It is, yeah.
It is. It's just there's just so many tropes. It's so British, and I
It is, yeah.
love it. But,
I love watching it and then watching it again to see like references that I'd missed.
yeah, that's so true.
Because I watched it again recently after I did film studies as like a minor course in art, and it told us like different film tropes and different like film directors that had like influenced other films afterwards.
Yeah.
And if you watch Shaun of the Dead and you realize that Edgar Wright is highly inspired by like B-movie rated zombie films, you'd realize that there are names, there are headlines and titles, there's like radio voiceovers, there's certain music that like completely replicates other films and that kind of stuff. And it's just really, really fun to listen to them, especially when you know them, because it's just like, that's really funny.
Oh, that's so cool. I obviously, I didn't do any kind of, I'm not educated in the slightest. I'm just good at talking shit. But like, just to have that kind of mind towards a movie instead. Like the first time you watch a movie, you should obviously like just enjoy it for what it is. And then when you can break it down. Yeah, I can't remember who was talking about it, but it was the same kind of thing with, I think it was The Shining, I believe. And they do certain sayings and quotes and all these kind of things that from the first time you view it, it will just float past you more than likely. But yeah, like that's why I appreciate what you do, if that's the case. Like when you do that kind of work and you have to study something in detail. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I don't do that enough. I'd love to, but I just never get around to it.
Yeah, well, it's got to be a commitment as well, because as much as like I'm very as much as I've got like the knowledge now of all the stuff I've learned in art, most of it has just gone past my head because it's not necessarily what we're taught, it's how we're taught it.
I understand.
Yeah, and for like most of my main art course, like fine art, was art theory and art history, so we just had to learn basically just a history lesson of art. And I realized the stuff I remembered the most was the stuff that had like interesting quirks.
Yeah, I get you.
You have to be like presented the information almost like a play instead of just handed it to you in a book. It has to be like interesting, has to be funny, and like so many like years of watching lecture theatres made me realize that the lecturers basically have to like perform in front of you before they actually teach you, because they've got to keep you entertained, they've got to keep you lively. And so they basically got to do a little bit of improv themselves. Like the amount of lecturers who like joke off the spot when someone's phone goes off. It's just like, it's got to be a lot of, a lot of attention to detail, a lot of confidence in your own work, and a lot of basic like stage, to get over stage fright, to basically deal with what is a bunch of very bored young adults who've had to get up at, a ridiculous time in the morning. Heavily the night before. The drinking life of the university students, no joke, really. I can kind of relate to that as a person who teaches, because I teach, I think I teach kids and adults and stuff like that. But what you said about it's not about what's taught, it's how it's taught is so important, because we all have those if people aren't in university, but we always have those teachers who we just click with. And it's not, and it's because they know how to teach us specifically. Whereas some teachers, they're just basically reading off a textbook and that's it. And you need that kind of that inspiration. You need that kind of energy from them. You feed off their energy. And exactly.
I think it's similar. What I like to call it, and I think about this when. Did you watch the Jacksepticeye How Did We Get Here tour? Did you go to?
I did. I went to Manchester once.
Yeah, that's right. So the main thing I noticed with Sean was he had a good stage presence.
Yeah.
So because obviously it's just him, but just being able to work with that, and there's certain things that happened in London and wherever happened in Manchester, but just be able to bounce off whatever happens. That's a skill. It's such a skill.
Yeah, he just carries this energy with him, especially when he's on stage. Because I can probably guess that when you're on stage alone and you've got to talk for basically an hour and a half to 2 hours about yourself, you've got to keep yourself going, let alone the audience going. And he just manages to maintain that like perfectly.
Yeah, I obviously respect him anyway, but like my respect for what he did on the shows was, I remember sitting there thinking, fuck, it's so good. Like it was just really funny and well presented, but it just flowed, and that's, I appreciate.
It was like that.
Yeah,
it was like that before. Like I managed to get like a few VIP tickets to go in early to give like people who wanted to go early to ask him some questions, and don't want to brag or anything, but I managed to ask him a question, and I just remember those 30 seconds between him answering the person before me, answering their question, and then me standing up to ask my question. That was the most anxious 30 seconds of my life.
Yeah.
I was just holding the microphone. I was literally shaking.
Oh, bless you.
And like, and God bless like AJ, who's my friend who was there with me, for her like literally just holding me, just saying, "Calm down, it's gonna be fine." and I was just sitting there just shaking. And then as I was standing up, the thought occurred to me, is he this nervous?
Yeah.
Nervous whenever somebody stands up and like asks him a question, he's got to think on the spot of how to answer that properly.
I think he said that when he first did his shows, he was if anything went wrong, it would throw him off the script. How it was all written out and everything like that. It threw him off. But then he the more he did it, the more he got used to it, and then he started just getting better, and then just started free flowing and going with it. And like what you felt is pretty much what he felt, but obviously he's more used to the nerves now instead of obviously just getting started. It's like me doing this, and when I was speaking to Meg, like in my head I just thought, okay, I'm gonna chill and all that, but I remember standing outside my door as I did my fucking coffee walking intro, whatever I'm gonna be doing.
Oh god!
I remember just standing there going, just breathe, relax, and just chill, and then I can't remember what happened either way, but like just those nerves, like, I believe they don't go away. You just get used to them. I think that's a really important thing to go through.
Just routine. As soon as you find like routine, things get a lot easier.
Yeah, I think routine's really good. Then you have that kind of sporadic moment where you just want to be creative, or you think about doing something else, or like, again, to this, I've always wanted to do it, and I spoke about doing it, I think even before we became friends. I think I was speaking about it, but then I just didn't get around to it. Like, it took me ages to go back into it, and then I think it was when I was watching Sean and Aaron doing their like talk.
That little interview.
Yeah, and I remember just sitting there going, why the fuck can't I do that? And pretty much the day after, that's when I started, might have been even on the day, that's when I just started saying, all right, guys, who's interested? Like, and because obviously I spoke about it before, I kind of thought like the people who would want to do it back then wouldn't want to do it now, just because it's like, okay, well, you might not do it. So why am I going to say yes to it if you're not going to go through with it? So I had those kind of nerves when I announced it. I was kind of hesitant, but like it's been really nice. It's been nice that people have been willing to support it, and obviously you've been supporting. You've been like super supportive of me, Soph, and it really means a lot. No. You don't realize how like much you help. It's a weird one, but.
Well, it's really nice to say, but I have to say, like, it's really, really been good, because a bit of a boost is because I told my friends who I'd like made friends with it at like the Manchester tour, and like I basically suggested them to you, and since then they've all been like really, really supportive and that kind of stuff. We've had like our own little thing. We had like our own little thing like afterwards, where it's just like, oh, we're gonna go watch Dave stream together and that kind of stuff, and then hop onto Twitch and then just like text and chat, just like, oh, there you are, and that kind of stuff.
I didn't know that.
It is not.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the case. Oh shit! I'm like,
Yeah, I was just like I was hopping by one day and I just like on your stream I was just like, oh, this is quite good. It's quite relaxing, quite chilled. And I remembered a few friends saying that like they didn't really like going to like Jack's Twitch streams whenever he like streamed because they were just like, well, everything's just like bombarded. There's too many people. Like
which yeah,
you try to talk in chat and that kind of stuff, and it just gets bombarded. Nobody sees any messages. It's just like chill streams, that kind of stuff. Because like one of my friends is like watches Robin's channel, Pixel Pit.
yep.
His streams, they're extremely really good as well. They're really
I
really
jump
good
in.
for like people who have anxiety. It's a very good way of distressing when they watch his videos.
He has an ASMR voice, doesn't he? He has that like kind of chill voice where it's when you listen to it, it's like, oh, this is kind of nice, to be fair. When it comes to Sean's streams, like, and VR is chaotic when it comes to the chat. Like, you can't really get your word in because it's just constant people commenting. But it's obviously not Sean's fault. It's just the nature of the beast in the end. But yeah, it's nice to have that kind of chill stream where you get a chance to speak to everyone. I mean, it's one of those catch-22s because you want your streams and channel to grow, but you also want to keep the connection, and it can be difficult. Like, you know, if I'm streaming, let's say, and then someone raids and it's like 15 more people who just jump in chat, and it's like I need to balance this out now because I've got to say hello to all these people, then I've got to make sure I'm saying hello to all these early people, the usual people. Like, it's such an interesting part for a streamer because you want to grow, but you're kind of hesitant to grow because you don't want to lose that connection.
Yeah,
it's and you can sense it as well sometimes.
It's kind of like a line. It's kind of like basically a fine line, but those people think like there's a fine line where you've got to either have no connection to the people who follow you, or have complete, or like try your best and stress yourself out to have constant connection to the people who follow you. People like, I don't know, it's just a very strange case where everybody thinks that you can either have one or the other, and you can't like balance it out. And if you seem to be like trying to do it in the middle, you're being like unfaithful towards the people who like just were unlucky enough to be missed out.
I get that. It's difficult. It's really difficult because everyone wants to grow. Everyone wants to like get more people involved with their community, get more people to follow them on Twitter and see their work, basically.
Yeah.
And just if anything blows up, it's like, awesome. Oh shit. It's a weird dynamic what happens, and I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone out there who has the perfect balance. I don't think there is a perfect balance in the end. I think you can strive, try your best to get there, but to actually get it spot on, I don't know. And you feel bad as well because like the people who are committed to your channel, if you, and it's not like you're consciously doing it, like I am consciously going to ignore that person, but just to get to that point where you're like, oh shit, I haven't spoke to you for a while, and then they sometimes take it personally, and I don't blame them at all, but it's like I don't mean to miss you. You know,
it's so odd, like just like the world we live in now, where like as soon as you get like some kind of, I don't know, popularity on like any social media, it's like you just suddenly, now you've got this strange responsibility that's just all of a sudden appeared. And it's just like, and I go through all of it where like I have to contact this person, I have to do this, but I have to like, message this person, maybe, sort things out, go through this thing. And I'm just like, this didn't exist 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And this is certainly not something that my dad has ever had to deal with. This is not something my granddad's had to deal with. It's just now, at the rise of the internet, this is something I have to do now. And I just feel like someone have got to explain, I have to get up and leave the house at some point.
Yeah, I get you. I think I need to do this now, dude. Like, when it comes to Twitter and stuff, I need to just fucking not be on it.
I started doing that now. Like, loads of people like ask, like, because I had like a lot of messages on like Tumblr recently and just said, you're not on here anymore. And I'm just like, am I not? Because I didn't really notice, because I just thought, I'm going to go for a walk today. It was just like, oh, I'm going to go speak to my parents today. I'm going to go talk to my brother today. I'm going to go catch up with some friends today. And I come back and then these people are just like, where have you been? Are you okay? We've been scared that you're dead. I'm just like, I'm not. I've just been elsewhere. There is a life beyond the screen. You do know this.
It's why I wanted to do this. Like, it's honestly why I wanted to do it. It's like, I want people to know you for you, not just the pieces you do. Like, we're obviously going to talk about it. And by the way, you won't know this, but I've literally just swapped over the scene. So now we're slowly scrolling for your Instagram feed, just to let you know.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Purely because I believe this is going to make it so it doesn't break anymore. Anyway, but like, yeah, just being able to stop and detach is so important. I mean, I did this thing where I don't know if you got an iPhone, but you can type into your search engine screen time, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And when you find that, I don't know if it's on this one right now. iOS, I've got the new iOS thing. Anyway, but on the iPhone, you can put screen time. It tells you how long you spent on your phone in that day.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at it and going, what the fuck was I even doing in that time?
Yeah.
Like, I did nothing. I scrolled through Instagram. I scrolled through Twitter, Tumblr, and kept looping. It's like, it's such a trap. And just,
I know, yeah.
I don't know, like, it's
I think what's worse is that some people, like, because now people have got like this the second personality online.
Yes.
A lot of people are scared that when they take the opportunity to escape from that, they sort of feel like they're betraying something. Like they're betraying their online personality, that they're not there all the time. It's just like, I've now forgotten about you. I'm moving on. I don't need the internet anymore. I'm going to go frolic in the fields of happiness and that kind of stuff. But it's not that at all. Like literally just turning your phone off every now and again, going for a small walk, and then maybe questioning, okay, am I going to come back to it now, or am I going to do something else?
Yeah.
On the side. That's literally how I broke from it. I was just like, I'm on my phone. So I don't want to be on my phone because I'll look like, I'm not doing anything. It's kind of putting me down because most of the stuff online is quite bad news, like all the stuff that's going on in the world. And to detach from it is fantastically freeing. I'll put my phone down. I'll go for a walk, give myself an hour to just think my own thoughts, and then come back and see how I feel.
Yeah.
And most of the time I just think, well, I'm coming back to my phone when I come back, so I'm not really losing anything. I'm just giving myself some time. And the more times I did that, the more I realized I don't have to go back on my phone anymore. Isn't
it amazing though? It's the new addiction. Like, I wouldn't say new because it's been going for years, but just that is it endorphin hit, or I can't remember what it's called. But when you get like a little thrill, and it's like, I think it's endorphins. But when you get a new like or someone, like you get a new like or you get a little ping, and it's like, oh, someone's messaged you, someone's liked this post, someone's reposted, someone's commented. And you get like a little bit of a thrill from it, and it becomes so addictive. It's
an addiction.
But I don't know. Yeah, like what you said. Like I don't do that, but I need to just turn it off and just fuck off.
I highly suggest it. To be honest, I don't think I would have been able to do it without the help of my brother, because my brother is somebody who, his Bible is literally a book called "I Hate the Internet."
Nice.
That's enough to sum up my brother, basically, because he's read the book and he thought, I don't need social media anymore. All I need it for was to check some emails.
Wow, yeah. That's so strong. There's a podcaster I follow called the Joe Rogan Experience, and there's a person on there called Ari Shafir. He's a comedian, but he has a flip phone.
Oh God, yeah.
He's complete. The only thing he uses for emails is his iPad. But he doesn't. He's not on his iPad, and so because in that same podcast I listened to, that's when I found out about the screen time, and they're talking like, oh, I spent an hour on it today, or I spent 2 hours on it today, and in my head I'm thinking, fuck, I'm on it way longer, and I just feel so bad about it. Like not bad, but I feel guilty, kind of. I don't know.
It's not really anything to feel bad. I mean, I feel like it's also like the thing where like it's also a paradox. Whenever somebody when you're on your phone and somebody tells you, oh, you should be off your phone, you should go out and explore the world, and just out of spite you just go, well, I'm going to stay on my phone because I don't like the fact that you're being sarky about
Stop controlling me. I don't want to be controlled. I want to do what I want.
I'll stay on my phone for as long as I forget that you said that.
I'm in control of my own life. Let me connect to this phone. What I need to live right now. Like, it's just one of those.
It's like you should. This saying you can go outside, but the fact that they said it and you didn't think it makes you think I'm staying on it.
The rebellious side is so real in so many people. I'm the exact same, by the way. I'm totally like rebellious. If someone says don't do that, I'm like, I'm going to show you how I can do that, and I'm going to tell you fuck you when I do it.
Yeah.
It's so bad, but like just figuring it out like that is just, I don't know. You've got to find a balance, because in what I do at least, and I guess what you do too, you do need to do something to promote your work and keep the community going, if you would. So you have to do something, but it's when you become attached where you're not actually being productive, you're just brain dead going through it, just mind-numbingly going through it as well. No thought. It's just you know what it's like. You've watched Wall-E.
Oh, Wall-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when they're in those chairs and everything just gets given. It's like that. It's that kind of diet where you just sat there and it's like.
Yeah, you just connected to it, like almost physically, like
yeah. It's like
almost like wires connecting into it, connected to yourself. Just like if I move, I die, so I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's I don't know. It's kind of just nuts, really, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. That we talk about that robots and humans will become one thing, and we'll be able to implant stuff into our brains and become fucking cyborgs. But we already are. We already are attached to technology. We already are basically relying on it. Like I know if I walk out of my house,
we're all technically an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh, so... exactly.
Yeah.
God, Black Mirror is so on point. Almost all the time. Black Mirror is so good. Anyone who watches, is watching or listening. What's your favorite episode without spoiling? But like, what's your favorite episode?
I think it's called Just Dance. I'm not sure what it's called.
Which one? What happens in it? What's the context?
It's the guy who someone's found out he's been watching porn on his site and that, and he has to go from like message to message to do stuff.
Oh God, yeah, that's because that one
that's deep as well. I love twists like that, and I'm not going to spoil the twist, but the twist in that, I just love that because that reminds me of like another. It's a BBC TV show. I'm not sure if everyone can watch it. It's a show called Inside Number 9.
Not heard of it.
Really suggest anyone who like wants to get creative or wants to like who likes things that are short stories or things that are just like easily taking in, where like it's a new story each episode. That's what Inside Number 9 is.
Whoa, that's cool.
The only thing that links all of the episodes is this is a place. It's listed as number 9, so this can be like house number 9 down the street. This can be dressing room number 9 in a theatre, and that kind of stuff.
So the number 9, the literal number 9. Is what links it all together.
It's just inside. Yeah, because like it's I'll give you an example. Like for the first episode, like the first episode is a mansion, and the episode is called Sardines because they're playing a game of sardines. And this is happening when they're having a wedding party. Sardines, like you find a hiding place, and eventually everyone is in one hiding place, and the last person to go hiding is the seeker.
Yes.
And so if you're not the seeker, you have to go and hide into the exact same place. This episode, they all hide in the closet, and it's in the closet you realize these people are not all good. Like it's a wedding party, and you realize like, I think the husband may have made the wrong decision. The wife may be going off somewhere else. There's a couple of tartying up their own arse and that kind of stuff. And then there's like a sudden him thing where like the great like the grandfather of the family is like hiding like a very dark past, and that's kind of outed, and it involves like 3 of the members who are in the wardrobe.
Right, I see.
And it turns out one of them is twisted. One of the people is like really twisted because of this, and it ends up with the seeker, with like the last hider becoming the seeker. He just locks the cupboard. Lighter, and it ends with just him with the lighter standing at the cupboard door.
Oh, that's so cool.
I highly suggest watching it. It's a fantastic show.
There's a manga a manga artist. Manga writer. I don't know what the term's called, but called Junji Ito. I think his name is. And he puts up like the creepiest mangas ever, and it's just really just in depth, and I don't get how people can think like that. It's one of those where you just go, I can't even fathom that kind of like imagination of certain things. And I don't want to really spoil anything what it's to do with, but there's like one where how can I say it? Where spirals are the main theme of the manga, and what happens is one person starts noticing that everything has a spiral in it, and then it turns. I can't say much about it, but like it just gets really creepy. And then I read it so much, I got invested so much that I started looking around. I was walking around, and I was thinking, that looks like a spiral. That looks like a spiral. And I was like, oh shit, it got me.
Yeah.
It's really good. I don't know if I'll I won't post anything like on the podcast video or anything, but for those who want to get creeped out, Junji Ito mangas, all of them are awesome. There's so many cool ones. Good. I think, Soph, you'd love it. I really do. I don't know if you read manga or anything, but it's right up your street.
I used to read manga a lot back. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm not in. I don't really have good access to manga at this point where I am.
If you want to, I can just send you a link, and you can have all the manga you want on your phone. And because that's how I read it. I don't do.
I'll see. I'll try to do that then.
That's how I get all my manga. At least it's. I'll tell you about it afterwards. I don't know if it's legal or illegal. I'm not too sure.
Oh, I see.
I just want to make sure that I don't do it on the internet, and then the police come through. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I hear you've been streaming manga.
Yeah, we got him.
We got him. The manga police. That's great. Oh, what a good show. So unfortunately, this has to be a really quick one today, just for timings and everything like that. So we shall. In fact, let me ask you this before anything.
Okay.
When you found out that you were going to do the charity pin for Sean, how did that make you feel? I know you spoke to me about it a tiny bit, but like, I want to know what your thought process was and what did you think about when that happened?
So, first of all, I just got a message that was literally in the middle of the night. It's very much like Sean to just message people at stupid o'clock because he's up at stupid o'clock.
He is.
So I just got a message literally on like the stroke of midnight that it was just a simple like direct message that I had to double check was actually him.
Yeah.
Action, which was, okay, is this real?
Yeah.
And I realized it was real. I just thought, oh wow.
Mm.
It was just different emotional versions of me saying, oh wow, for a good 10 minutes.
Mm.
And then came probably a question that immediately reaches me as somebody who suffered with like anxiety for a very long time in my life. My first thought was, who do I tell? Scared of who I was going to tell, because I was just like, because I'm somebody who has to deal with quite a lot of people who come to me and say, how do I get to where you are? And I've had quite a lot of people who come to me basically just shouting at how jealous they are of me. And I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not even an artist, and I can't fucking stand. That's one of my biggest issues when it comes to like artists.
And it's worse dealing with it, because in all honesty, it does hurt when they say, you know, I tried my best to get this far, and here you are just getting it handed to you on a plate, you know, and then they're just being being arseholes about it, honestly. But it does hit me hard. So my first thought when reading that was, okay, who can I trust with this that I know is not gonna getting what is literally a stroke of luck. And so obviously you were one of the first people that I contacted.
I appreciate that.
I guess that you were literally that late at night. I was thinking, who's going to be up this late at night?
All right. Okay.
Take this.
That's fair.
And then afterwards, it was the people who I'd made friends with at Manchester, because we've all become like extremely close friends since the tour.
That's amazing.
So I told them as well. It was literally I texted as I was going through like the messages between them. And there was also a thing that like we kind of sort of agreed that, okay, as soon as like the pins started at the beginning of this year, and everyone said, oh, Jack's going to like hire different artists for each year.
Yep.
For like each month. What do we do if one of us gets asked? And we just said, well, maybe we should keep it a secret, because Sean keeps it a secret until like he reveals like the date of the stream.
Yeah.
About which artist did the pin. So we just thought maybe Sean asks people to keep it a secret, and then everyone just said, oh, but we really want to support people, we want to, you know, keep it going if it is one of us, so what do we say? And we said, okay, we'll all keep it a secret between us, but who's in our group and that kind of stuff. And so obviously it came my turn where I was just like, okay, I've got something to tell you, you have to promise me to keep it a secret. And they instantly said, he commissioned you, didn't I? And they said, yeah.
When you messaged me, I think I said to you, I kind of guessed it as well.
Yeah. I think I messaged you, guess what happened, and you said, can I guess? And I said, yes, you can. You guessed it 100% correctly.
Yeah. But you know, when it comes to like, before we move on to questions and stuff, Soph, I think when people say it's look, it is definitely look based as well, but you have to get to a certain point where look actually works for you. So like, it's not like this is the first time you've ever posted anything. I mean, also boom, it's fair. You constantly are spending hours and hours a day, or well, I'm guessing a day, on pieces what are Jet Set related and anything else related. But it's not like, it's not look. It's you created an opportunity that your work can be seen, and from that
it's
point,
just it's increasing this. Yeah, it's increasing the certainty of chance, is what I like to call it.
That's a beautiful way of putting it, Soph.
Yeah.
But I think that's when I posted it. I think that's one of my Twitter rants where I was like, okay, calling people out for being noticed and stuff like that. Okay, fine, do that. You're a bit of a piece of shit for doing it. Let's be fair, because you're not considering their emotions. And two, it does you no service to say it's down just to look. Like, okay, maybe it is a bit of luck because you don't know. It's a chance, but it's what are you doing about it right now? How can you get to that point where there might be a chance that someone you look up to responds to you, comments to you, likes you, and stuff like that. Like, I think it's the missing things. It's the things what people don't see, which need to be taken into consideration. It's just interesting how it works sometimes, and I always feel like when people get jealous or call, and it's when they call people out publicly as well. I just think it's such a shame, because the potential of you imagine and the chances of them actually ever actually getting recognized or getting spotted or whatever, that goes the moment they start publicly shaming someone for actually getting noticed themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like, okay, so I remember, let's say I'm teaching kids and they put a hand up to be borrowed. They'll be sitting like really, really good and like, oh, I want to borrow it. And I'll borrow someone. And then they just go, oh. And I don't say to them, all right, well, you doing that actually ruins your chance of getting picked next. Because it's about being happy for the other person, being grateful that they've got the opportunity to like feel genuinely happy for someone for getting that chance to express who they are.
Just be happy that the chance is there at all. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a rarity, you know. And I just think if we can just shift our mindset from jealousy to inspiration, or at least like motivation, I think it's just healthier, you know. But I wanted to talk about it. I know how we'll to be fair, I was just wanted to talk about like how happy it made you feel. And we went into a deep conversation about.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
That's what podcasts are about, I guess. Like, it's just a talk in the end. Let's go through some questions, if that's okay, Soph. I'm gonna have to find them off the cuff, so I'm so sorry.
It's absolutely fine. Don't worry.
Let me look. Okay. So there's one from Gabby, S2R, or Archive Full of YouTubers. They say, which artists outside the community do you draw inspiration from? It's a good question.
Right.
Have you got like a big list?
Well, no, it's the thing. I'm not really somebody who art on artists. It's of artworks.
Yes.
I don't remember off the cusp most of their names, and that's probably a really bad thing to say, because we live in such a artists most especially live in a point where, like, if you are doing inspiration for somebody, you have to have the source of the inspiration there.
Sure.
Who I am inspired by, check out their stuff. But after so many years of fine art, you have to realize that a lot of artists, like actual proper artists, like artists that put like art in the Tate and that kind of stuff, they are artists who purposefully want people to look at the art piece and not them.
Yes. I understand.
Yeah, so I don't know. In a more simpler way of answering that question.
It makes
anything.
sense.
I would say like any work of art that just catches my eye.
Yeah.
I like most people like say it's kind of pedantic for an artist or like a self-developing artist to go into an art gallery and look at art.
It's like too cliche.
Inspiration. Yeah, exactly. Too cliche. Because like everyone walks to an art gallery expecting there to be the art connoisseur in the corner going, "Oh, this is very interesting. Looking at a blank canvas."
Yeah. Yeah.
But as like an actual artist, it's more of a case of me just sitting staring at a piece and thinking something else while looking at the piece.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I'm more of a like traditional art lover. Like I don't really like. I don't know what the term's called. You know when it's like it's a picture with a dot on it, and but it's in a gallery and it's worth
Yeah.
$1
Yeah, traditional
million.
artists where it's like where it's like paint on canvas instead of like a digital pen on like a screen. Yeah, I'm more like that as well. I'm more of a preference to traditional art as well, mainly because of the skill. And I don't know whether that's just something I've picked up from like my parents, because I'm always obviously I've been surrounded by art my entire life, but the opinion of my parents is literally if it looks like real life, it's good art. So basically photorealism art. So like something that looks like a photorealistic face that's been painted or hand drawn, or like they're usually ones who say, now that's good art because it looks like real life.
Yes.
And I don't think art is purposefully made to completely replicate real life. Otherwise, what's the point of having art when we've got cameras that can do that?
Yeah. Totally.
So that's why it's abstract art like catches my eye. So something that looks like a normal landscape, but something's added in it that makes it look off, makes it look odd. I think that's really what I quite like fantasy and that kind of stuff and abstract scenes, because it's like reality, only completely different.
It's from a different point of view kind of thing, and understanding
exactly.
their interpretation of it all. That's right. Well, that's what I love about your pieces, what you do, because they aren't. That sounds really horrible now. They aren't normal.
It's all right. I'm fine with that.
Like even,
I think it's a compliment.
Yeah, like I'm looking at your Instagram post of the Good Omens one, where it's as in the one where it's an angel and the snakes wrapped around it. It's like holy shit, that looks cool, because you can tell it's great art, but it's different. It's a different interpretation of what everyone else is seeing, and I fucking love that kind of stuff. Like just seeing all your pieces it just looks really cool, and the fact that it's traditional, and all you do is you get basically a piece of paper, draw on it, and then you take a picture and edit it post, right?
Yeah, I do.
Like just seeing that kind of stuff is amazing, and each one of them is so unique.
Thank you.
The poses are unique, different looks, different styles as well. You got JJ with his feet exposed in one of them, which is a good one. And then right next to it, you got like a more of a chibi style of Sean and Evelyn with the cat. What's the cat's name again?
I think it's BB. I'm not sure. I think it's BB. I'm not
yeah.
entirely sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so. People in comments are going to go, oh, go nuts.
Here comes the stampede.
But just seeing all your different, like you can tell it's you. It's such a recognizable style.
Thanks.
I think people who listen to this all know too, but it's just great. It always is just awesome, and it's always just nice to look at it. Every time you post, I'm like, oh shit, let's have a look. What this one's all about.
I'm quite glad to get that reaction, because like I think for the longest time I've always been like scared that I haven't really got that distinctive style. So I've been like trying other people's styles and then twisting it slightly differently. And it was only like, I think probably about last year, I actually realized I'm just going to go with what I've known, take pieces from what I've known of doing other people's styles and just add it and see where it goes. And I just ended up creating something completely different than I expected. And everyone really liked it. And I was just like, well, this is actually quite easy for me to do it this way, because it's a bit more freeing. I'm not basing it on entire structure. I'm just drawing how I want to draw, how I think it feels.
I get that, and you know it's weird because I can actually understand that from a martial arts point of view, like because I'm obviously not an artist like that, but Bruce it's Bruce Lee. He says the same thing: take in what's useful and dispatch what's not for you, and it's basically what you said. So it's nice for me to have a reference in my head to understand what you're talking about. It's interesting
because it's because I think if you're forcing yourself to draw like something else, you're not really going to draw it properly, is what I've always been taught in art. It's just like, don't try to do it accurately because you won't get anything that's got soul in it. Just draw what is the most easiest thing for you to draw, and that's probably got so much more in it than something that's extremely complicated.
I think that's really useful information for any artists out there, actually. Just like I think it's going to be the same thing with anything. Forcing it, like you can create results by forcing it, but when you post it or when you see it or when you go through it or edit it, you know it's not
Yeah.
really there. It's not really you.
Yeah.
It's like a combination of other things that you might believe is better in you, and you just use them as inspiration for it. But it's interesting. But what you said there, Soph, was freaking awesome. To be fair, I literally just answered. Well, I didn't answer anything. Lucy just basically asked the same thing, as in, where does your inspiration come from? Your original characters and the world you've been building up around. That's something I wanted to say. What I love about your stuff too. Basically, what Lucy's just said too. Your characters and your OCs, like the story building you've done with them is insane. We ain't got time to go through it all because we need like 2 hours to go through it. But Lucy just says that their favorite is, and that's Morningstar, Lucy Morningstar. Their bonus question, favorite OC, not including Penny.
Oh God! Don't make me choose between my favorite children.
Choose your own children.
God, this is literally Sophie's choice.
Good, that's amazing.
Yeah, changes depending on who I'm doing the most work on, because I change depending on because my focus changes completely depending on how interested I am. Sometimes I get bored of something and move on to do something else, hoping to come back to it.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like I haven't done all my research on all your OCs or anything like that, just because there's just so much. But just look at them. Every single one of them so unique. I like how they've all got like the bandages are wrapped around them, and like, they all look like they've been through some shit kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like, because I know people who are looking at... Most people will look at the image before they look at text, so I just think, how can I put on a piece of paper on an image something that is also going to be written in the text?
Right, I see.
So I just kind of add, okay, I've got to make a character that can literally tell you who they are, literally with you just looking at them. That's why I kind of, I'm usually, if people see my style, they'll probably say I don't do backgrounds a lot. That's mainly the reason, because I like focusing on characters. I like drawing characters and trying to portray them in a way that tells you about them, but without you having to ask them who they are.
Yes. So it's like the story's there without any other context. It's just the visual context and that's it. And then you can just play it off from that point of view. That's really cool.
So that's what...
Yeah, you know what? I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Sorry, Soph. Go. What are you saying?
You go on.
I was literally going to say. I literally just realised that a lot of your work hasn't got backgrounds. I didn't even click. That's so weird. But just it's all so good. I love your.
I do try to do backgrounds. But I think it's mainly because a lot of people don't see is that there are two art sides to me. There's the art I post online and the art I do on my own that I don't post online. That art that I post online is literally just me on watercolors looking out of a window and drawing what I see out the window. So I do actually do a lot of background art. I just keep that separate because I don't like getting sick of one thing when I've got... I basically don't like climbing them all in one, because if I get sick of it, I'm sick of everything. So I like thinking, if I get sick of drawing characters, I'll draw backgrounds. If I get sick of drawing backgrounds, I'll draw characters. So I've always got a backup.
Right, I see.
Of art to do.
Right.
Like something... That's kind of like some advice I would give to people who've got art blocks, is just kind of separate your art in different categories. So if you get sick of one thing and don't know what to do, and after you get sick of that, go back and see how you are.
I was literally about to say that sounds like a good... I was about to say that's a good way to get past art block, but you literally just said it for me, so that's amazing. But no, that's super handy, dude. We've only got time for one more question, unfortunately.
I didn't even answer that question about what my favourite scene is. Okay, off the top of my head, Glitch Demons, Sally and Damien, just because I like the characters.
That's cool. That's good. There you go. You chose your favourite child. Now everyone else, all the others are disappointed in you and feel sad. That's fine. Let me find one more. Apologies for not getting through everyone's questions. You had so many questions, dude. Let's think. Okay, this one is from Septic Stash Edits. If you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, around 6 or 7, what would you tell yourself?
6 or 7.
Or it's either 6 or 7 or year 6 and 7, which makes more sense.
I'll go for year 6 and 7 because I was stupid at age 6, so I don't think I'd get anything across to me.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
To myself, not you. I didn't mean to be offensive.
No, I'd agree, honestly, if you said otherwise. So year 6 or 7 me, I'd be 11. I'd be entering high school.
Yes.
Which, not to go into too much detail, I would have to say was the start of 5 years of hell. Because I did not enjoy high school at all. I enjoyed learning, I just did not enjoy the high school I was in.
Sure.
So I guess the advice I'd give is what everyone else is saying to you.
Say again, sorry. It blanked out as it went blank, what everyone else is saying to you.
Just don't take into heart what everyone is saying to you.
Yeah.
So just like, there's going to be bullies. There's always going to be people who don't like you for being you. Just don't really pay too much attention to people's opinions. Because looking back on that school, I probably wasn't the only one. I was probably a lucky one.
Yeah.
I did get bullied a little bit, but I was very, I don't know. I was very distant. I distanced myself quite a lot to the point where it didn't get too bad.
I see.
You just got to a year where I was just like, okay, I'm just not listening anymore. I'm just going to focus on work and get through this.
And just crack on kind of things. Kind of like a survival aspect from it. Like, I'm just going to crack on. I'm just going to get through it. Like, knuckle down, keep going. Yeah, I get that. I have a feeling that every person I'm going to be having a conversation with, I think it's going to be a very similar kind of thing where everyone's gone through some kind of experience where they've had bullying and stuff like that happen. So you'll probably find the most interesting people in the world have gone through that time at some point in their life. It's exactly what I said in the last podcast. Actually, we don't want to wish it on anyone, but it can create some amazing moments.
And it's not necessarily like going through bullying that builds your character. It's how you've coped with it. It's the fact that you survived it that makes you the interesting person.
That is a very that's such a good point of view, actually. Because just being bullied is one thing, but how you went through it, how you handled it, that's awesome. So I'm going to be using that in my classes.
I do remember somebody telling me, I can't remember, it must have been like one of my grandparents or something like that, but I think one of them, they did have a saying which when you're under fire, it's not who's firing the bullets, it's how you dodge the bullets that makes you the person you are.
Maybe it was Neo. Sounds like a Matrix reference more than anything. Maybe he stole it somehow. Just, he's the one. He's beginning to believe. And all that kind of stuff. Let me think of one final question for this. This is from Holes Michael. And it is, do you consider Nightmare Before Christmas as a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? I know it's a Halloween movie, but I want to hear your opinions. I would say it's a Halloween movie, mainly because there's too many Christmas movies, and I think there should be more Halloween movies that are not stereotypical horror, gore, and that kind of stuff. Should be something that is more trick-or-treating and, quite whimsical about it. I think that's so, such a good point, because I always just say both, because it's like, it's the smartest thing to do, because it you get money as a movie, you get money and all that kind of stuff at 2 times a year, Christmas and Halloween. Usually it's Christmas only or it's Halloween only, but for Nightmare Before Christmas, it's you get bank twice a year. So the people who made it just sitting at home going, right, times are waiting. But I don't know what I'd consider it personally, but I just like watching it. It's a great movie.
It's a good movie on its own. It's a good movie on its own little genre. Just like that weirdness, the weirdness to it.
I think the weirdness is what's key. I think being weird's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to stand out or be different, I think different is weird. Weird is different, and I think that's good. Because if you try and fit in, then I don't know. People try so.
It's just going to be. It's just going to be boring. Honestly, is the only thing I'd say for being weird. It's just if you're trying to be normal, it's just going to get boring. In the most honest thing, it's not. It's not like anything deep saying, "Oh, it's soul crushing." It's like not being free. It's not who you are. If anything, it's literally, honestly, just so boring to be normal. it's just so boring. It's just like, you know what, screw this. You reach a certain point in your life. I think that's literally why old people are insane, because they've literally reached a point it's just like, okay, I've had enough.
It's
I've had enough of being this way.
Same shit, different day. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I think weird is good, and people like shame themselves for being weird and shame themselves for being different to other people, and it's like, no, fucking hell, be you, be different, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good one to leave a podcast on then, Soph. I think that was
that's good.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience? Is there anything you want to leave on? What do you want to say, dude?
I don't know. Probably some advice. Probably a good recent piece of advice that my brother gave me before I left uni.
Go for it.
Because when I was leaving university, I had a few days left in the house that I'd been spending most of my university year in. Very sad, me packing up and being ready to leave and that kind of stuff. And even though my brother is still back at my university city, so I can still go visit it.
Sure.
It was just one of those days where I literally went out with my brother to go for a drink for one last time.
Yeah.
At like our little favourite bar, because I had like really good ciders there, so we just thought, well, we've got to go there one more time.
Of course.
And so me and my brother got very drunk and just ended up talking. We just ended up coming back home, sitting on the couch for a good 3 hours and talking. And I just admitted to him that I was kind of scared of going into the big wide world as like an actual proper adult now. This is the first time I've left, like I've finally moved on to a stage where I'm not in education. And my brother just said, well, you're going to be full of people who will just immediately start buggering you about, start kicking you, saying that you're nothing. You know, as soon as you enter adult life, you enter mediocrity, where people just think you just get a job, get on with it, and that kind of stuff. And he said, because you're an artist, that kind of stuff is not something that I should take to heart, because I'm somebody who treasures the imagination. I'm somebody who treasures being free.
Yes.
To be put into like a really dead-end job is probably the last thing I should have. So my brother literally just said, one piece of advice from Norman Stanley Fletcher from Porridge is, don't let the bastards get you down.
Hell fucking yes. Oh, that's so good.
So yeah, that's my word of advice. Don't let the bastards get you down.
I love that, dude.
Is something I'd definitely leave on.
Oh, that's a good way to leave it. Honestly, that's great. Where can people find you then, Soph?
Obviously, my name TurquoiseMagpie on pretty much everything, on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but hardly use it, so don't bother finding me there.
Same here, dude. Don't worry about it. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Soph. That's been it's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for being my second guest, my guinea pig for the podcast. It was so fun. Yeah. Sorry for it not being as long. I know we could have stayed for way longer.
No, it's all right. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, and I hope the podcast goes well in the future for other guests.
Fingers crossed. All right, so guys, for the viewers, the listeners, I have to say listeners as well because I'm on Spotify. Goddamn. Just make sure you leave a like. Make sure you do follow Soph. I'll make sure I post all of your links in the description below. And let me know in the comments below who you'd like to see on the podcast. So, is there anyone you'd like to see on here? Or is it like, nah, I'm all right?
Go for it. Go for anything. Just anybody who's up for it, just go for it.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, guys. We'll see you on... Well, I'm hopefully going to post this one on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to see the thingamajiggy, the vote, but well, you're not going to know. I'm about to say I'm going to let you guys know when it's going to be posted, but I'm thinking this isn't live, so why am I saying this? God damn it.
It's a radio show.
But yeah, so I'll post it on Twitter and stuff when I'm going to upload it. It needs a bit of editing actually as well, so, you know. But yeah, just hope you all have a good day, and I will let you know who I'm going to be recording with on Saturday on Twitter. So yeah, just follow all the links down below if you want to, and just most importantly, follow TurquoiseMagpie, follow Soph, amazing artist. If you're into traditional art, check him out, freaking awesome, and you're just a lovely person. So that's it. Thanks guys, see you soon. Bye. Bye.